like to call this organizational meeting of the Hardin County Board of Supervisors to order. Present are supervisors Brian Lauterbaugh, Ron Rickles, and Lance Granzo. At this time, I'll open the floor for nominations for chairperson of the board.
I guess first of all, I would like to thank Hardin County and board members for allowing me to be chairman for the last 2 years. It's been a challenge and exciting, but for the coming year, I would like to nominate Lance Granzel for our next chairman of the Hardin County Supervisors.
And I'll second that.
Any further discussion?
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
Ask for a vote.
Oh,
Who would like to vote?
I would like to have you vote then. Go ahead. I'm going to do roll call. Ron?
Aye.
Brian?
Aye.
Lance?
Aye.
You're hereby appointed the chairperson of the board.
Thank you. The second appointment, I take over from here, right?
Yes.
You sure don't want to keep going?
No,
Okay.
I'm good.
The second appointment is for the vice chair. And I will open that up for nominations.
I would like to nominate Ron Rickles for vice chair for the coming year of 2014.
I will second that motion. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
It wasn't a very energetic
The next thing on it is approval of agenda, but before I go that far, I'd like to do the Pledge of Allegiance. If everybody'd like to stand for that. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you for that, and let's go to approval of the agenda.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Better aye.
That's better.
Okay.
Next on the list is approval of the minutes of the previous meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of
I will
December
second that.
18th.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Then we go to claims for payments.
Make a motion to accept the claims for payment.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion on that? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Then we go to the appointment of board members of county representation. And has everybody got a list of that by chance? These are all the boards that we represent ourselves on. Is there a motion how they want to do that, or motion to go forward on this?
We're not making any changes on these.
One change.
One change. Which one was
This
that?
one.
Heartland Risk.
Heartland Risk.
Yeah, with Jessica.
These are all the boards that we all, the three of us serve on, so I'd go ahead and make that motion that we approve as printed the approval of all the boards listed.
And I'll second.
Is there any discussion on that? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Then we go to attendance of ISAC meetings. And this just basically states that for the year 2014, the expenses that those attending will be paid by the county.
I'll make a motion, as stated.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. The holidays. They're printed down here: President's Day, Memorial Day, Independence Day, Labor Day, Veterans Day, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's Eve. One thing that we can do is for Christmas is change that from the 26th, 25th, and 26th instead of the 24th and 25th. That's totally up to you guys. Another thing that with the court system, we take President's Day off. The courts take Martin Luther King off. If that's up to you guys. I'm just bringing it to the attention. Is there a motion for any of the holidays?
I agree with Christmas. That would give it a 4-day weekend, having the 25th and the 26th.
26 is on a Friday.
26 is on a Friday.
So we're just looking up here, yeah. That makes more sense to me too, I think.
Is there a motion for any of these holidays to change them, to take them away, to add more?
I'd probably make a motion that we do as printed, except for the one change of Christmas, taking off the 24th. We go ahead and work that day, and we take the 26th off. And leaving everything the same.
I agree. Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we do as printed with the change of the 24th to the 26th. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. The next one's legal papers that we get to. There have been 3 applicants for the legal papers. You guys would like to review them, or have you already?
I have.
Mm-hmm.
And we have 3 appointments. I'd like to hear that motion.
I'll make a motion for legal papers, newspapers being Eldora Herald Index, Iowa Falls Times Citizen, Ackley World Journal, and did I miss any? Yeah.
Is there a second?
South Hardin.
No.
No. Okay.
Nope, they didn't turn an application in.
Okay. Sorry. There you go.
I will second that motion.
It's been moved and seconded for Eldora Herald Index, Iowa Falls Times Citizen, and Ackley World Journal. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. The next thing we go to is the appointments of our different boards that we have out there, starting with the Conservation Board. And I got the applicants here. We have 1 opening. And we've had 4 people apply for it. You guys would like that?
You seen it?
Yeah, I've seen
I've
it.
been through it.
And I will open up the floor for a motion on that. This is a 5-year term starting January 1st of 2014. One person is up. He has currently been on the board. He is eligible for re-election or reappointment.
It's Dennis.
Dennis Heatland, yes.
Being at most of the meetings this year, Dennis put a lot of work into his position. He's very active. So I'll make a motion to reappoint Dennis Heatland.
Well, we'll second that motion.
It's been moved and seconded for Denny Heatland. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. The next one, we have a Board of Health. I don't think we have anybody to fill that term yet. We're still looking for that position. If anybody's interested, we are still applying for that, unless one of you guys have come up with a name.
I have not at this point.
Yeah, I need to pursue that more, but I'll get that covered here in the next week or so.
And we can get that on the agenda whenever that person comes on, but we should probably move on that. And we'll go to the next one, which is Mental Health Advisory Board. And on that one, we have 4 applicants, and we're filling 3 positions. These are 3-year terms. If you guys would like to go through that and discuss.
They're also listed on both boards at the
They'll sit on that one in the Case Management Board.
management.
Can we do that in one motion?
I would make a motion for both boards, for the three people, Bev Dirksen, Kevin Hackney, and Nikki Matson. Sorry if I mispronounce any of those names.
I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded that those three people be appointed for both boards. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, I'll ask for, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Then from there, we go to Board of Condemnation. I don't pronounce that right.
Yeah.
And we have a list of people on here. These are people that if we ever very seldom get called on, we still are looking for a real estate person unless we found someone for that position, which I have not. It's been open for at least a year.
Yeah, yeah.
Do I hear a motion for these people?
I'll make a motion to approve as printed.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve as printed. Do I hear any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. From there, we have a regional revolving loan fund. Do I hear any motion on that?
We had Mike Nuss and Larry Wolf have currently served on it last year. Mike has since retired from his position over at Ackley, and I visited with Cindy a few days ago and this morning, and Cindy has graciously offered to
Oh, great.
take up that role. It's a one-year appointment, and they meet once a year. So I would nominate Cindy and Larry for this coming year.
Have a motion for Cindy and Larry.
I'll second that.
It's been seconded. Any discussion?
Thanks, Cindy, for doing that.
Yeah, thank you.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. Motion carries. From that one, we go to Zoning Commission Board. This is one that the term is up. It's a 5-year term, and he is eligible for reappointment. That was Brian Sisson. I did talk to him. He is interested in staying on.
I'll make a motion to move to approve Brian for another term.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. From there, we go to Zoning Board of Adjustments. We have a term that is up. It was a 5-year term. And we do have one applicant for that.
Yep.
That's close.
He just. I'll make a motion to approve the appointment of Les Resch for the Zoning Adjustment Board
I will second that.
It's been moved and seconded
For which?
for the
for the 5-year term.
the 5-year term.
Okay, thank you.
For the 5-year term, any discussion? Any more discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. The next one's a vacancy that we've had on the Zoning Board of Adjustment Board. We're still looking for another person as well. This one expires on 2017, but we have no other applicants, so we can go past that one. And then we'll move on to Historical Preservation Commission.
Had
And the-
Mark Rocky and Tim Hoy on that, and I'd like to reappoint that for 2014.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Then we go to the Pioneer Cemetery Commission. We have one applicant on that. There are 2 openings. Hers is for, her term is up and she is eligible for a reappointment, I believe.
I'll reappoint Peggy Lickway to the Pioneer Cemetery Commission, 3-year term.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to appoint Peggy to this board. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. I do have another name, but I did not get a hold of him yet. So I'll
Okay.
pursue that and maybe try to get that on next week. From there, we go to the weed commissioner. Currently, last year, Rob Allen was the weed commissioner. We just need to reappoint him again.
I'll reappoint Rob Allen as weed commissioner.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded for Rob Allen. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Then we go to Prairie Rivers Iowa Resource Conservation Development Board. Eric Nielsen's been currently on that board. He seems to be pretty progressive, or not progressive, but interested in being on that board. I can't say if he's progressive or not.
He's done a nice job on it. That was a board that I served on to start with, and then Eric came along and volunteered to serve on that one. So he's been a very good representative for Hardin County on that board. So I've moved to reappoint him.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded for Eric Nielsen for the Prairie Rivers Board Commission. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Then Personal Handbook Committee. And this is a committee that consists of people within the courthouse or within the county that go work on our handbooks.
I'll approve the appointments of Don Nell, Dave McDaniels, Jessica Lara, Michelle Eichmeyer, and Lynn Adams, Joe Donald, and Randy Tilton to the Personal Handbook Committee.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Then we go to Resolution 2014-1, which is the embargo resolution.
I will make that motion to accept that resolution.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any other discussion? All in favor? It's roll call.
Roll call.
Brian,
Aye.
Ron,
Aye.
Lance.
Aye. Then we go to the construction evaluation resolution of 2014-02.
Make a motion to accept that one. Approve that one. Is the right word.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded for resolution 2014-02 construction evaluation. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, it's a roll call again.
Brian,
Aye.
Ron,
Aye.
Lance.
Aye. Motion carries. Now we have a resolution of number 2014-03, the Farmer to Market resolution.
I'll make a motion to approve the resolution for Farm to Market.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call again.
Ron,
Aye.
Brian,
Aye.
Lance.
Aye. Motion carries. And from there, we go to, I've been marking mine off. Set time for the regular meeting date.
Make a motion that we use Wednesdays at 10 a.m. For our regular board meetings.
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded to have it at 10 o'clock on Wednesdays. Is there any discussion in the conference room? Or to be announced?
We usually don't set that at this time, but
Okay.
it should be here.
Yeah, it'll be posted on each agenda.
Okay. It's been moved and seconded at 10 a.m. on Wednesdays. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. Motion carries. And then we go to medical examiner investigator agreements, which we have 4 of these. I would look for a motion on these. They are Gerald
Motion.
Brown, Elizabeth Johnson, Marlo Williams, and Roger Pickering.
I'll make a motion to approve the medical examiner investigator service agreement with Gerald Brown. You want me to read through all of them?
You can do it as one if you'd like.
And then Elizabeth Johnson and Marlo Williams and Roger Pickering.
I will second that.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Now we need to set hourly rates for precinct elections and officials. I believe Jessica has a statement she wants in there.
I kindly ask for the rate to be set at 9 for my regular poll workers and 10 for the chairperson. The reason being is we expect a lot more out of them now that we use computer technology and the changing election laws and staying on top of things. And it's beneficial for us to keep continuing with the same poll workers from year to year and not continually train new people every single election. Paying them a minimum wage type of payment as we've done in the past is not very conducive to retention of those good people. So I kindly ask that we increase it. Currently they're at $7.50 and $8. And I polled other counties statewide. They're all over the map. Some are at $7.50 and $8. Some are considerably more. I think for the amount of people that we rely on to do the amount of election work that we have here, I think it's reasonable and within the parameters of our existing budget to go with 9 and 10.
You answer my question on the budget.
We've heard her request. I'll open it up for you guys.
How many? I'm at the meetings where you're bringing people in and educating them on some of the new technologies, but I know there's more people out there that we employ. So how many total do we employ on election day? And that might vary, but
yeah, you have at the bigger sites you have about 5, sometimes up to 7 people. It depends if they split shifts or not. So let's say you're running. Let's say we run 9 precincts with a minimum of 4 people in each. That's 36 people at one time. It can go upwards, like I said, when I have more precincts or less, or when I have people splitting shifts, because when we open polls at 7 in the morning and then close at 9 at night, sometimes that's a bit much for those that are more seasoned.
Mm-hmm.
So they like to split. I think we probably have a pool of people that we rely on pretty regularly of upwards of 70, I'd say 70 people at least, that are my good regular people that we rely on. And I have to supplement that, of course, to balance our workers with the partisan requirements when we have primary and general and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard to maintain a good base of people who are not only willing to serve, there's lots of people willing to serve, but there are some that maybe can't do it anymore because of the technology changes.
And even with the new technologies, that's not going to reduce the number of workers. It will
No.
make it go
makes it
smoother,
smoother,
and
yeah.
When you have poll workers there, they're there all day. They can't leave to eat.
They cannot leave, no. They need to bring their food and eat there and take breaks. And if they're busy and steady all day long, sometimes they don't get their break. They don't get to eat. So there's one polling location that I know didn't even have a refrigerator. So they had to keep their food in coolers, and if it got a little bit warm or a little bit not to their liking, that's what they put up with for $7.50 or $8 an hour.
For periods of how many hours usually?
Like I said, we can open at 7. For elections, most of the city and school elections, we open at noon and then go till 8. But the primary and general would open at 7 and go until 9. They have to be there an hour earlier, and then they stay. It depends on how long they have to count write-ins and things of that nature, but it can be an hour after the polls close. God forbid, sometimes it could be 2. I would hope not, but yeah.
And this is 2 or 3 days a year.
In like this next year, we have we have the primary and the general, so that's 2 times. But then they call specials in communities that they need more stuff. So I can call on people 3 or 4 times a year, really.
That's a commitment that they give.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I make a motion to go ahead and set those hourly rates as requested by our auditor at $9 for workers, $10 for the chair. And also would like to thank those people for taking the time out of the day and year to, I know it's not volunteering and adding $1 more to it. I realize they're getting paid for it, but it's still, it's almost like volunteering. I mean, they're interrupting their lives. They're basically locked in that room all day and putting up with lots of different questions that people have, and our elections have run very smoothly, and so these people are doing a really fantastic job, and I appreciate what they do for us, and with that, I will make that motion.
And Jessica, as you move forward with the new technologies and make our elections a little smoother, your helpers are in with you and step by step alongside you. So yeah, I agree. They need to maybe increase their pay. So, all right, I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded to increase it to $10 for the chairperson, $9 for the officials, correct?
Mhm.
Any other discussion? I'd like to thank them.
I greatly thank you for considering this and for moving on it. Thank you.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. We go to ineligibility homestead credits. Military be disallowed for 2014, payable 2015-16.
I'll make a motion to disallow the homestead military credits for 15-16, payable 15-16, excuse me.
I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Utility permits, we have none. And we don't have anything with the contract boulder contracting. So we go to other business. Any other business? Public comments?
Welcome 2014.
That's it. Make it a good year.
Nice job, Lance.
Move to that, I ask the meeting to be adjourned.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. We're adjourned.